Hulst was a part of the Matthieu Cross series last year. You, sir, had a front row seat. You were in the commentator booth for it. This year it's a World Cup. Tell me about what we're going to see at Hulst.
So Hulst is, first of all, it's a super cool venue. It's an old star fort. It was a fort that it was a design. I mean, go look on Wikipedia. I could be here all day talking about it. It was a style of fort that came around when cannons became part and artillery became part of the then modern battlefields. It was redesigned. It wasn't as it looked like an old school castle, big wide moats and a lot of ramparts and stuff. But the race goes outside and inside the walled city. A lot of elevation change. A windmill, so it's a true duchy cross. But just a driver's course. We did a small segment on the breakdown of the women's race last year, where it came down to a last lap battle between Alvarado and Wurst, and we just highlighted the few little. There's these little run-ups that are rideable if you hit them with momentum, not in traffic. Little technical bits, a lot of speed, a lot of turns. One really steep run up, almost a wall you have to run up. And so there's a little bit of everything. It's a very complete cyclocross course, but a very fun course to watch and a beautiful venue. As a World Cup, it's obviously just going to bring a really high level. Wout van Aert and Mathieu van der Poel were not at this race last year. Tom Pidcock had a great ride in second behind Ellie Iserbyt. So it's a good course. Pidcock's a good driver. Pidcock has obviously had some breakout performance this year, a big win at the Super Prestige. Struggled a little bit in the mud at Dendermonde, which is it's normal. It's a heavy race, but he's a rider who can really move his bike around the corners and on the technical bits. So I expect to see him in the mix as well. Obviously, we're going to see the continuation of the Wout van Aert Mathieu van der Poel battle, and don't miss it, folks, because we don't know how many more times we get to see this until someone gets pulled in a mountain bike or road bike or different direction. But right now we are getting a front row seat to some epic generational talents battling each other. And this is a really tricky course. It's a super fun course to watch. It has great camera angles. It's just to juxtapose it against what we saw at Dendermonde, which was a very epic, heavy cross course. This is a course that has killer turns. There's a lot of elevation with it. The camera angles just seem to work really, really well there. It was built around that, I think, in some ways. So it looks good on television. It rides really well. It races well, it seems. So will be a very exciting race to watch. We have, our heads of state there. Ellie Iserbyt will be returning possibly. He's a question mark. He's on the start list from his heavy fall at Zolder. We'll see how much he's recovered. Obviously, when he's on form, he's always in the mix. So a lot to talk about there. And all the usual suspects will be there in the men's race. In the women's race, we're going to see this. We've been treated to so many great races in the women's races, and obviously for me personally, it's just like, what can Clara Honsinger keep doing? Can she keep improving against? Obviously, Lucinda Brand we have to look at her like the dominant rider. Now, this course is a little bit more of a driver's course. Alvarado dissected this course last year. She really rode it, and she showed so much composure in that last lap where she was in battle with an on-form Anna-Marie Wurst, and she just used the course to her advantage to take that victory. Now, Lucinda Brand has made massive improvements in her bike handling, working with Sven Nys and the team, but maybe this one sways it back a little bit towards the bike drivers in the field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think that I've done a little bit of look at the weather in the Netherlands where we're going. It looks like it's going to be a dry weekend, so we're not going to see the heavy races of Namur and Dendermonde. And, Ian talked to Clara Honsinger a couple weeks ago, and by her own admission, she does struggle a bit in the European field with the super twitchy technical courses, which we are going to see in Hulst. Clara Honsinger, Lucinda Brand, they have the power. They can slog it out through the mud, heavy courses. Hulst, it's going to be a different challenge. Are we going to see Clara Honsinger at the front of affairs? We certainly hope so. But it's going to be an opportunity for riders like Anna-Marie Wurst. Like you said, Anna-Marie Wurst was phenomenal against Ceylin del Carmen Alvarado last year. Anna-Marie Wurst, she's been anonymous in this midsection of the season. She started out the season really hot, probably too hot. She was second in the European Championships, won Koppenberg Cross, and she has since gone into a slump. But I think that she's going to be looking at Hulst for a little bit of rebuilding, see if she can find that form going into the World Championships. So it's going to be a different course, like you said. Elliot Iserbit, he was the defending champion last year. Is he going to be able to be recovered to contest it this weekend? We don't know, but you're going to have to tune in, find out. It's going to be like a really, really cool course, completely different from Dendermonde. We love Dendermonde, but there's only so much you can do with a field. Hulst, it has so many natural features, these tricky drops, run-ups, off-cambers. It's a cool cyclocross course. Please do tune in Sunday, January 3rd, 2021. We're looking forward to it. Johnny, we'll see you there.
Thanks again, Michael. Talk to you soon.